The following podcast is a presentation of Project Entertainment Network.
Hello, this is John Baltisberger, Splatterpunk-nominated author of War of Dictates, and you are listening to Necrocasticon.
I live again.
Hey, John.
Howdy.
John, man, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Welcome back.
Run, coward!
I can't wait for you just to go total fucking off the ledge and become a Nazi killer.
I have a fun story for you guys. It's gonna be a fun night tonight, y'all.
We got stories. Let me sit down here and tell you a story. Shut the hell up. Let me tell you something.
Sicily, 1927.
Sicily, 1927.
Is that man at arms from He-Man on your shirt?
No.
Looks like Man at Arms from here.
It's a little monkey from a company I used to work with.
Oh, okay.
They were like the organic, natural version of what's that one company with the lizard? Sobe.
Oh,
okay. I was about to say Izod because little patches on the shirt there.
Oh yeah, the Izod patch. Yeah.
How many Izod? I bet you Skip had a lot of Izod shirts. No.
I had zero. I was poor white trash.
Oh, I had a few Izod shirts.
I think I had one.
Yeah.
I had zero. The closest thing I had to an Izod shirt was the rape shirt, with the little pearl buttons that would snap
the
together.
Rape shirt.
Rape shirt.
That's awful.
The Epstein shirt.
That's what we called them. That's what we called them back then. Gotta get a rape shirt.
Back in the day, we used to call those shirts rape shirts. If we went out to go dancing with the girls and they said no to the dance, we took them out there anyway. And then, yes.
Run. Beware, coward. Run, coward. I am Sinister.
That's great.
Wore the rape shirts to the arcade to play that game.
All connects. All connects.
Instead, all I can picture is that dumb fuck from North Carolina, the blonde kid, the one who's now the poster child for date rape. What's that guy's name?
Oh,
God,
yeah,
I'm glad I forgot his name. That's how much of
Yeah.
a dick he is.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about. Y'all can
Name's
see
not
that
important anyway. But yes, I know what
smug
you're
little
talking
fucking face and just want to punch it.
Like even before you know who he is, you're just like, man, that face is optimally designed for my
punchable.
knuckles.
It's a punchable face.
Punchable face, right
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm
sure
gonna
the
say this. I was pretty proud of Kid Rock during the whole QAnon election fucking thing going on. That motherfucker, for the most part, kept his mouth shut. He didn't use social media too much. He didn't say too many bad things.
Best you could expect from him.
Where credit's due. Now concerts are back, and Kid Rock's got a microphone now. Yeah. There are certain words you should never use, and you should probably not use them at all during June. Kid, Bob, I'm talking to you, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You make it hard to be a fan of your music, buddy.
Now, Tommy, I have to tell you a story. Just based on that, my mother was in a band when she got married with a woman named Michelle Shocked.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you have heard of Michelle Shocked. She was big into folk music, she was kind of in the punk rock scene a little bit. She was a huge lesbian icon.
Okay.
Up until she released her gospel music album. Kind of lost the thread on it a little bit. So she comes to my wedding. She comes into my wedding, the day of not even my daughter's wedding, mine, and sings a song about Anne Frank. Which is bad. She then later on goes to San Francisco. San Francisco, Tommy. And says, God hates fags. In San Francisco. On stage. And it's like, Michelle, first of all, go fuck yourself, you bigoted piece of shit. Second of all, could you have not found a better venue to spew your hate?
Did she join that Baptist church? Was it the Westboro
Westboro?
Baptist Church?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like, as soon as I found out about any of this, I cut all ties.
Obviously.
Right.
As one does.
Just tweet to her, cock tastes yummy.
Look, hey. How you get your protein is your business. How I get mine is mine and my OnlyFans followers' business.
That's
right.
absolutely true. Welcome to chapter
Right there.
341 of the Necrocasticon, where we blend horror, heavy metal, and social issues for your pleasure and ours.
Speaking of pleasure, hey.
Sitting in
did I
right
say-
now for our brother Dan Roberts is John Baltisberger.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Dan will be rejoining us later on as we talk to David Del Rio, director of Roadhead, which Skip and Dan got to watch. So that's one aspect of the show tonight. We get to have wrestler and writer versus B-movie, and it opens up with, Roadhead, like the title says. You can't make this shit up, man. All right, so brought to you this week again, as always, by Project Entertainment Network and now GodlessHorrors.com, which John Baltisberger is a big, huge part of. John, you got something coming up?
Yeah. So the other day, I got all of Madness Heart Presses and all of my personal work onto Godless as soon as I could, right? Mm-hmm. You look at the site and you can tell it's like walking into those old record stores, going to the back stacks and slipping through through everything, and you can find crazy stuff, and it's a beautiful feeling. So I was like, have to get in on this. And almost immediately, Drew started calling me JB. I fucking hate that nickname. It brings rage into my soul.
It sounds like the title of a go-go bar.
Well, here's the thing. My buddy Pete, he calls his cousin that, JB.
Well, hey, if anyone else likes the name, it's fine. It doesn't bother me for other people to be called JB. It's just like, that's not my name. And so he says, okay, that's fine. I'll call you STABBERGER. And I said, okay, but only if you call me STABBERGER, the Nazi Annihilator.
Yes!
Yes.
That's better than the Jew Bear from Glorious Bastards. For sure.
Glorious Bastard.
And we were joking back and forth, and he says, like, dude, if you write that story, I'll put it on Godless as an exclusive and sell it. And we started talking, and within 20 minutes, we had created this series called Godless League, which is a mindless, stupid superhero parody series starring my character, John STABBERGER, the Nazi Annihilator, whose superpower is stabbing Nazis.
Because that's the best thing to do to them.
It's a great
One of the
power,
best
man.
things. Yeah.
Well, setting them on fire.
Yeah.
Or let them stupidly open up the Ark of the Covenant.
Lucy Leitner,
And
who's
stare into
doing I can't remember her character's name, but she's doing a half bionic woman who curb stomps and kicks drunk drivers in half.
And Nazis.
No, that's just my purview.
That's
Oh,
And,
okay, all right.
And Drew himself, who's doing a parody of The Thing, made of concrete, who destroys contractors building in gentrifying areas.
I love it.
And it's crazy because mine is very obviously a Punisher parody, right?
Right.
It's very over the top, mix of 80s and Inglourious Bastards, 80s action, and just Nazi destroying masturbation, essentially. And I was talking to my wife, hey, what should I use in this next scene? And she goes, well, you should use this. I said, honey, I'm not this character. She looks me dead in the eye and goes, yes, you fucking are. Don't lie.
He's in there. He's in
So when
there.
does it
He's
come
in
out?
my heart.
Let him out. Yes.
He's hit in July?
Yes, I want to say July 1st, maybe the 15th, man. Drew keeps it he doesn't keep it close to the chest. My memory is shit. But the first issue, STABBERGER, let me rephrase, the full title, The Crimes and Passions of John STABBERGER, issue 1, Hindenburg 2, drops in July.
Brilliant title.
Somebody needs an edit. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
the humanity of it all.
I can't wait to drop the cover reveal. It is completely
All I
psychotic.
can picture is he has a Star of David that becomes like a batarang.
Okay, look, there's a dude. Look, can I bash someone who's not in the horror community? Can I bash
Say
a
the
writer
name.
that's not part of our
let
community?
him
Yeah,
have
let it out.
Oh,
Let it
you
out.
think I fucking know his name? He's not good enough for me to know his name.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
There's a guy that does a series called Claw and Order about a Hasidic werewolf detective. And it's very clear the writer's not Jewish. He just thinks it'd be hilarious. And so the cover is always this like werewolf in a talit and a kippa with sidelocks, like wielding menorah knives
It's a Hasidic werewolf.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Okay.
kidding me. This guy, jeez, what a dumbass.
It pisses me off every time I think of it. Anyway, my point is I had to be stupidly Jewish without entering that guy's fucking milieu of bullshit.
Crazy.
I can just picture that too, which is just, the imagery that he's trying to create with that is something that could be terrifying if utilized properly and done the right way. But I'm sure he didn't fucking do it the right way.
No, dude. It is clear he did maybe 4 seconds of research to figure out how to spell Hasidic. Maybe.
Oh,
I'm being
Christ.
generous.
I actually have an idea I was going to go to Drew about for Godless. What is before Godless? What was Drew known for? What was one thing he did that made him kind of notorious in the music scene? Do you remember?
Oh, punching Glenn Danzig.
He didn't punch Glenn. He
Oh,
pissed Glenn.
Spilling
pissed
his
Danzig
beer on
off.
Glenn Danzig.
And mind you, it's Godless. That's that's where Danzig song. I was going to go to Drew about possibly, since we're doing video content, doing a sketch comedy thing, a parody of Danzig. And I have the person who's perfect to play Glenn Danzig.
You?
No, God. Rick Recon.
Rick Recon,
Rick Recon.
a pro wrestler.
There used to be a sign, a stop sign on my block that said "Stop making fun of Danzig." I never will. Look, I'll write to Danzig's music all day. I will never stop making fun
That's
of the
the
man.
thing. I love Danzig's music. I just love picking on Danzig on top of it, though.
Now hold on. I don't know if you've listened to, was it Blood Red Sabbath or something?
Yeah.
He sounds like the Bob Dylan of metal now.
Oh, dude, you should hear his cover of Elvis's "You're Always on My Mind."
I have, and I'm angry.
Does it make you want to punch Glenn Danzig?
So let me ask you this, Walter, since you brought up Danzig. Is the movie Things, the notorious movie Things, better than Veronica?
Fuck no.
What?
Wow, we got a new low.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got a new low?
Wow.
How bad does Things live up to its name? Of its reputation?
If you were on Twitter Saturday night, because that's the one thing when you watch The Last Drive-In, you tweet, you follow along, and you go, Darcy is apologizing to everybody throughout the film and encouraging us, we got to keep going, we got to finish this movie.
Ouch.
That poor girl.
Who's the guy that did The Room?
Oh,
Tommy Wiseau?
He watches that movie and goes, "Oh my God, I
No,
made a
this is-
masterpiece."
Dude, this is worse than The Room. The
I know,
Room has
that's
some
what I
sort of...
mean. He made a masterpiece compared to the compared
You
to.
go on Shudder. Try to watch this movie.
Now,
No.
not to confuse it with the story Things, which is the who goes there told from the monster's point of view, which this could have been, but it never became. No, I want to bring up another point, something that was not quite as bad as Things. But Walter, I'm going to say one thing, and let's see if you can figure this out. She's a nice lady.
Oh, God.
All right.
is that a segue into the Conjuring?
That's a segue. Yeah, that's a
The Devil
segue
Made Me Do
into.
It?
We're going into the Warren verse now, kids.
It's still not as bad as Things.
I know it's not as bad as Things.
This
It's
is
not actually,
good.
it's not really a bad movie. It's just not a good movie.
No.
It's just
It
another
is
Conjuring movie,
all
right?
over the fucking place. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. At one point, it wants to be The Exorcism of Emily Rose. At another point, it wants to be a good horror movie. At another point, it wants to be a really bad horror movie. It can't make up its mind of what identity it wants to have.
Actually, there was. I'm circling back to Things really quick. There was one redeeming quality about Things, but
Oops.
The ending?
no, Amber Lynn, but she really didn't help it much either.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, I will
No,
say
she
this.
didn't do what she was famous for. It was a non-Amber
okay.
Lynn role.
She's stretching her
with
act.
The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I think the best scene that I got out of that was where, my favorite scene, is where the possessed kid jumps on freaking Ed Warren and tells him he's going to rip his heart out or whatever it is he says to him.
I'll stop your heart.
I'm going to stop your heart, old man. Yeah, that was my favorite part of the movie.
That was like that kid was little Jim Cornette.
Yeah, it was.
He looked like a little Jim Cornette.
Did he have a little tennis racket?
He should have. He might as well.
Hard, motherfucker!
So when you watch this, you can see the truth of the matter. And the fact is that there was probably abuse going on in that household. There was alcoholism. There was all these problems. The little kid was acting out. And then when the father, 6 months later, decides to up and kill his landlord, he tries to use that as the fallback, saying, I was possessed by the same demon that possessed my son.
That wasn't the kid's father.
Well, to be father. He was dating the kid's mother.
No. Where
Right?
are you getting at? The kid's possession took place before that guy's possession.
I know that, Walter. I'm talking
What are you
about
saying,
the
to be
truth of the
father?
story.
He was
I
the
researched the story.
Okay,
Look,
I'm telling the real
I'm
story.
following based on. I'm following based on the movie. Okay, it
No,
was
I'm
different
going
than
by the real story here.
Okay.
I gotta admit, I only watched the porn parody version, and it seems like it was a completely different movie than what you saw. Like,
Oh,
I don't
please,
know.
give us the elevator pitch on the porn film.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, in reality, the boy was 11 years old, not 8.
well, he was 18 in the movie I saw.
He was 18 in the movie you
The
saw?
succubus made me do it.
The succubus made you do it.
Devil made her come over and over again.
It was actually a very uplifting tale,
I'm sure it was.
Sure.
and there were uplifted tales.
Well, absolutely.
I don't get my dirty dad jokes fly very
There was
often, so I
another
appreciate
brother
the
involved
outlet.
in the real story that you notice he's not in the movie because he got a lawsuit some years ago to have himself removed from all that bullshit.
Ray Garden.
No, this is before Ray Garton.
Oh, okay.
The shit in Connecticut is the next movie. Oh, and I can't wait for that because Ray ain't gonna keep his mouth shut. He's gonna be what, and I can't wait. He's gonna bark like a little fucking Jack Russell Terrier who sees a squirrel outside his fucking window the minute they start making the fucking Haunting in Connecticut Conjuring movie. And it's gonna be beautiful. He won't shut up, and I will love it. Love every fucking second of it, and I will share everything that he says. Because the Warrens are hacks. They always were.
Con men.
Workers.
Yeah.
Con artists.
We discuss this every time every time they release some sort of Warren cinematic thing. Tom gets like this.
He needs to watch the movies I'm watching. It's
Yeah,
I
those
mean,
sound way better. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
they're
send
better.
send us the screeners. Send us the screeners.
Well, you too can see all of these if you subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Middle tier.
I do play every part like a Chris Tucker movie.
Come in Dallas!
Walt,
Come
you
in
got a kid
Dallas!
behind you. 17 is behind you.
You smile like that too? Big old, there it is, right there. That's why you have the facial hair, so you can hide that Chris Tucker grin. Yeah, that works. Oh, yeah, but if you like the Conjuring universe, you'll probably like this movie. The acting's not bad. the little totem creature thing that they have isn't bad. But, you know, the guy from Fringe, no spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it's bullshit
Well, now
story.
you got coke on your finger.
Bad.
He needed
John,
he
if you
needed a
saw
paycheck.
if somebody sent this across your desk for publication, you would have looked at it and said, sorry, at this time, this isn't what we're looking for.
Do you know how many just like standard Christian possession stories I get? Like on any given day, my dude.
Oh, I can imagine.
I can imagine, dude.
It's ridiculous, and it's always man. Okay, look, there's a lot of writers who listen to this show. Hey everyone, I love you. However, if any of you send me a pitch that starts with "I've created a new genre," and then you go on to describe the pitch as X book meets X book, I'm going to come through the computer and murder you in your dreams like Freddy Krueger. It's gonna happen.
Will you take video so we can all watch?
I've been meditating. I've been like getting my tantric nipples ready to just dream walk over to your house and cut you.
Now, what if they did another Christian possession story as a porn parody?
I mean, I have them all on
They
DVD.
probably already have. It's been done.
Yeah. They're there.
The possession movies. Nobody did it better than The Omen.
We just watched The Omen here.
Yeah, I guess you could say Rosemary's Baby. That one kind of freaked me out as a kid.
Well, since we're talking about, we mentioned the Warrens, and I have to, you know, there's that's one key point in this show. I have to talk about ghosts now, and you just mentioned The Omen. In Year Zero, the song, in the background, the dogs barking from the opening of The Omen is in the music. They mixed it in, MIDI'd it in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yep. When you hear it, when you finally notice it, you can't not notice it going on in the
Now that
future.
you mentioned, I haven't noticed that before. I gotta listen to that song again.
But
I love that song. It's my favorite
Speaking
song
of
ever.
shitty possession / ghost things, let me get your impression of the Dybbuk, not the Dybbuk, the Possession, the movie The Possession that had the Dybbuk box and the rabbi.
Yeah.
It makes me very angry, and I just want to know what non-Jews think about this film.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the film.
I don't know if I'm familiar with this film.
No, I don't know it myself.
It's a very standard Catholic demon possession movie, but they throw it like instead of a priest, we'll have a rabbi. That makes it Jewish, right?
Yep.
Of course, yeah, okay. Certainly.
and
Walt, you're Stewart.
correct me if I'm wrong, but Jews don't believe in a heaven
or a hell.
No, we believe in
Or
heaven.
hell.
We don't believe in hell.
Heaven.
Heaven, real. Hell,
Yeah.
not so much.
All right,
And
so then
there's hell.
So you're delusional on one, not the other.
I can't think of the
There's
word.
not a
Like there's things that
damnation like
people
there is in fundamental
There's-
Christian belief.
Yeah, there's no eternal damnation. There are demons, but not like that really. And they wouldn't be, like the whole thing is very weird. There's another movie just came out called The Vigil. Extremely good Jewish horror film.
Okay.
Extremely good.
So that's one you recommend?
I do.
See?
There's also one starring Sid Haig called Hanukkah. Have not seen that one, but it has Sid Haig, so I kind of just
That
recommend
actually
it
sounds
on
cool.
principle.
that does sound good.
Anything
Like-
with Sid Haig called Hanukkah, as long as not an Adam Sandler song in it, we're good.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on.
Well, we got some bad news this week.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we got some really bad. Well,
Oh,
could be
God.
bad
Walt, is that
news.
all
They just
rats?
want to kill more of our childhood and our
Yep.
It's not that they want to kill our childhood because we can always go back and watch the original Monsters TV show.
yes.
Right.
But now
However,
This is the thing I'm afraid of. Yes, we're going to talk about Rob Zombie now directing
Yes.
the Monsters.
okay.
Yes.
We can go back and watch the original Monsters at any time and enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean that we have
It's
that.
an-
Just like
it's
we watch,
timeless.
just like we can watch SWAT and Adam 12.
Yep,
You know?
the same thing. But Rob Zombie is going to be making the Monsters movie, and that means he's also going to be redoing the theme song, and
It's just going to be remixes of Dracula. Remixes of Dracula all throughout the film.
it's going to be Dracula over and over again, and Living Dead
I just
Girl.
want them to get Lily Munster right.
No,
It's going to be
they're
Sherry
not.
Zombie. You
It's
know
gonna be
it's
Sherry
going to be
Moon, dude.
Sherry.
It's going to be Sherry Moon.
I think it's going to be Elvira, and I think Sherry Moon's going to be the normal daughter.
Elvira's going to be in the movie. It's not, well, Cassandra Peterson's going to be in the movie. I don't think it's been confirmed yet if she's going to be Elvira as a cameo or actually playing a character in the movie. All the word right now, when we're recording this today, it's been announced that Lily is going to be Sherry Moon. It should be the other way around. That's the way we think it should be.
Yeah.
But also remember that this movie is being produced through Universal Studios 1440 Entertainment, and they mostly do non-theatrical releases. So this might be going straight to streaming, folks. Get your Peacock application up and running.
Get your peacock out. Get your peacock out.
Get your Peacock out. Get your Peacock out.
You a Monsters fan, John?
Look, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents as a kid watching Nickelodeon Nick at Night. But
54, where are you?
the fact of the matter is that if it wasn't
Make room for
Ninja
Daddy.
Turtles, if it wasn't Ninja Turtles, and I was playing Kirby's Dream Land on my Game Boy.
Okay.
Those are my
what
two
you
modes.
just said made you the perfect fill-in for Dan Roberts this week because
Yes.
he is the Ninja
Because
Turtles
you're
guy.
young.
Huge Turtles fan. Have you seen
he's
the
a-
Turtles porn parody, by the way?
I have.
Are you
I
reading The
started
Last
it.
Ronin?
Oh, there we go. There's Kirby.
Oh, there's
Kirby.
Yep, there he is.
Are you reading The Last Ronin right now?
I am not. But only because I am behind on all my other. I got sucked into a Junji Ito hole.
Oh.
Not his hole specifically, but just like a hole of reading his work.
I was about to say,
There's
you got enough room to
clarification.
get out of there.
So between reading Junji Ito and I'm reading The Savage Avengers. Not because it's good, but because I have this thing where the stupider a comic premise is, the happier I am. And Savage Avenger is just about the dumbest shit you could come up with. It makes me extremely happy. I'm overjoyed with it.
Well, I just revisited Sandman, so.
Oh.
Exit light.
No, that Sandman. The one that's going
That's
to be on Amazon.
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm not wishing doom on anybody here, but what are the odds that Jeff Bezos blows up here in about a month?
What?
Yeah, he's supposed to be going
I
off
mean-
into space in his rocket.
Yeah.
Is he?
taking his
Oh,
rocket.
good for him.
Now, now this is actually a really interesting question, Tommy, because are we positing like billionaire versus billionaire? Is this Lex Luthor versus Batman with
could
Elon
be.
Musk versus Bezos?
Elon
Because
Musk.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
but I
into
hear
that.
I hear an epic rap battle of history if I've ever heard one. I think it's happening.
There you
They have
go.
already happened, actually.
I am sure. I think the epic rap battle was Zuckerberg versus Elon.
That's right. Yep.
Yep.
I probably did a reaction to it, but I don't
You
remember.
know, I thought the throwdown of the ages was Moore versus Morrison, but no, it's actually Musk versus Bezos.
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 Because
Bezos.
Bezos,
Look.
loves science fiction TV shows. Otherwise, that's the secret to your show. You want your show to live on? Have Jeff Bezos like it. That's all you need. If Bezos digs it,
That'll buy you out for a few million and be all set.
Your show will be on TV forever.
I am excited to go outside with my umbrella and watch the Bezos chunks rain down upon us.
Rain down.
Jeff Bezos' intestines will be just dripping onto our decks and our roof. Actually, while we're recording, Skip will be covered in blood and like.
That's all right. I'm gonna sell it all as a third-party member of Amazon.
Okay.
No refunds.
Give it a 5-star review. 5-star review.
Oh, all right.
Poor
There you
Jeff
go.
Bezos.
Well, we just lost John for a second, so while he's gone, let's go get Dan in here and review the movie.
Okay.
How do you get it over your steering wheel a little more?
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second because.
Can you drop your steering wheel down into your lap?
Otherwise, you look like you're in a video game.
He's Speed Racer.
Go Speed Racer. Oh, go. Oh.
Said drop it down.
Yeah. There we go. I'll just have to remember it when I'm getting out so I don't crush my dick.
Well, are you gonna get some roadhead while you're in your truck?
Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. Second movie in a month that started off with a dick sucking, and I am so fucking happy.
And that's like
live in a world.
And that's like the third one where dicks get bit off or ripped off.
You finally figured out the technology, Skip?
Technology?
You figured out how to get into the preview of the movie?
Look, I did everything until you sent the second time. The first one, it would go to the website, but that password was not working for shit.
Yeah,
I copied and pasted. I did everything I could.
What happens if you don't press that actual blue line?
Yeah.
It's going to take you to a different page.
So, but yeah, I copied and pasted it from the first one. I wrote it down by hand, double, triple checked it, typed it in by hand. It's like, it was the weirdest freaking password I've ever seen.
Did you have your glasses on? Well, it wasn't like the ones that we usually get where it's like one word.
Yeah. This
one
was
word and like a number.
This was completely random.
Yeah.
So.
But fucking worth it, bud.
Yes, it was.
All right, well, we'll get to that in a little bit here. I just wanted to. Well, let's actually do the review now because we'll get it out of the way because it's only going to take us like 5 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
All right, 5, 4. Oh, what am I doing here? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 3 friends take a road trip to the Mojave Desert, where their complicated relationships are pushed to the breaking point as the group encounters a reclusive, murderous cult. Directed by
Charlie Manson,
David Del Rio,
Rob Zombie,
and starring Elizabeth Gruen and Clayton Ferris, who will be our guest this week on the Necrocasticon. I present to you guys Roadhead.
Please do present me with Roadhead.
So let me ask you, Dan. Was there Roadhead in the Roadhead movie?
How dude? I'm loving the trend of starting a movie with a good old-fashioned dick sucking in a car while going down a highway. Fucking
so they ripped off. Dead. Did Zack Snyder rip them off, or did they rip off Zack Snyder?
No, I mean, getting your dick sucked while riding in a car or driving is nothing new. I mean,
that's a rite of passage.
It is. It's like, how skilled of a driver are you? Like, or how skilled of a fellacier are you? Can you get around the stick shift? And she got around the stick shift all right, but like, so
was there emasculation?
Of emasculation, but I have to ask a question because Uncle Skip, you watched it too. When a maniacal person in a mask with a sword is standing in front of your vehicle in the middle of the fucking desert, do you get out of the fucking car?
No, you back the fuck up.
Shit, white people do. I swear to fucking God. Oh, your house is hot. This house has 25 bodies to its thing. Fucking buy it and let's move in, bud. Maniacal dude with a fucking medieval sword and fur all over him. Let's get out and accost him. Stay in the fucking car. Drive around and dim shit. But other than that, it was a fun movie. It was a fun slasher. It didn't seem to take itself too seriously. What say you, Skip?
It did not. That's what really drew me into the film was, it was campy. All right. It did not take itself too seriously. Some of the lines of dialogue were a little disjointed. Some of the continuity errors, I can give up.
You're going to get those.
I understand that. And I can look over all of that simply because it seemed like the people who made the film were having fun, kind of took it tongue in cheek and just went with it. And I mean, the drag queen was just spot on.
The main heel the slasher, if you will, of the family was dressed up like low budget He-Man. Fucking low budget He-Man to the gills, furry crotch and everything.
Was that Paul Taylor?
That was Adam Nemeth. He was the executioner. Adam Nemeth was.
And I mean, flat out, probably one of the funniest scenes of this movie is these three friends in the desert seeing this dude holding severed heads. Let's talk to him. I mean, my favorite part of that entire exchange of the three characters and the executioner is the dude is like, is he deaf? Well, yelling at him and then asking if he's deaf isn't going to work now, is it? I'm fucking sitting here and I'm like, dude, the dialogue on this part is so fucking good because I can see some of my dumb fuck friends doing this. I can see some of my dumb fucking
Who are
friends
you?
like,
What do you want? Are you deaf?
do you need help? Does a guy holding severed heads and a sword need fucking help?
And he has a hair necklace.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
Bro,
So do you guys
was
recommend
fun.
this?
Safety and glory.
I'm gonna go with if you're in for a dumb, campy, fun movie, fucking book this shit on VOD.
Okay. All right. And it's out there on VOD right now. It came out on June 4th, so it's a good summertime flick here.
And towards the end, there's definitely a Jeffrey Dahmer moment.
Okay. Okay. we lost Dan. We lost Dan's video feed.
I'm here. I just have to do one quick thing. Sorry.
We got them calling in right now. Let's talk to them.
Oh, hell yeah. Hold on. 1 second. God damn it, Skype. Stop doing this. All right. We're back. I'm here.
Dummies.
Yes. Hello.
Hi there.
David.
Hi there, guys.
Hi, David.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, we were just talking about your film.
Yes, we were.
Oh, cool. Did I came in on time, right?
Yes.
And we're still waiting for okay, cool. It's funny, logging back on to Skype. Oh, I love the cigar vibe. I wish I had mine right now. But yeah. Oh, I wish. Yeah, no, it was crazy logging back to Skype because I had to do it felt like I was walking into a bank vault.
Yeah,
I had to give my eyes, my fingerprints, my social security.
Well,
exactly.
I got your request, your wave, and I'm like, wait, that looks like a bot, but maybe not.
No, I'm here, and so yeah. So who's who here?
Oh, I'm
in this
Tom.
panel?
I'm one of the hosts, and with me is Skip. He's got the cigars,
That's me.
and with us also is Dan.
Skip.
And
Hi,
Dan's hiding in his car
Hi, Dan.
because of the air conditioning.
All right, cool.
There, and he's disappeared again. There he goes.
Oh,
He's in the mountains of the Adirondacks. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
He's got crappy.
And he's on
reception.
and he's on portrait mode too.
Yes,
That's very slick.
Yeah, because we're pros.
Yeah, you guys are total pros. Yeah, you guys got the top technology.
I have a crib in my podcast room right now, so I'm relegated to my Jeep.
Oh,
He sleeps in my room.
Well, right now we're waiting on Elizabeth and I believe Clayton Ferris.
Great.
To come join us. But until then, we'll chit-chat with you. This is your film. We're talking right now to David Del Rio. And Roadhead opens up with something that we really, really love here at the Necrocasticon, which is the Roadhead.
Which is the teenage rite of passage.
That's right. Yeah, so what's the question?
well, let me ask you this. This is a typical, to me, type of trope from back in the day where if you're doing something wrong, bad things are going to happen to you. The old slasher movie trope. And you're naming it right after the thing you don't want to, cause yourself to get killed by. Now, normally that ends in emasculation. And in your movie, it ends in a lot more. Where you guys come up with this shit from, David?
Oh well, first of all, I was received the script by John Paul Burkhart, the producer, and Chloe Sky, the screenwriter, and we had shot a film called Sick for Toys about 2 years before that, and we had a grand old time doing a independent film, shooting it for 70 grand, and it was just going back to film school all over again. And they said, "Hey, we got a bigger budget. Would you want to do it again?" And as a sort of director starting out, getting a straight offer for your sophomore directorial effort, it was kind of hard to say no. And I was just like, "What do you guys got for me?" And they said, "And let us send it to you." And opened the attachment, and there's the title page. I'm like, "Oh, fuck me, why?" and I was just like, "Why did I say yes before looking at anything?" That was a very important lesson. And so it was a bonkers script, but sort of my job at that particular point was to look real inward and find what else of the human story that I can take out of it. And once I kind of cracked that code for myself, then I felt confident enough to kind of feel like I can sort of portray that to the rest of the cast and crew, whoever the cast might be and whoever the crew might be. And, basically we wanted to have fun with the concept, I think a lot of the sort of the movies that you talk about, kind of like giving an homage to, they really, there was a fine line of taking themselves way too seriously. And you can kind of feel that the attitude was like, we're doing something serious here, and kind of forgot about the sort of fun of it. And
like the other movie we were reviewing this week, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Us Make a Bad Movie. Yeah. Okay.
Oh well, I mean, listen. First of all, I would love that budget and that cast too, and I'm very happy with my cast. But man, let me tell you,
I'm sure you could have done a better job.
Yeah,
oh my God, that's very sweet of you. I don't know, but anyway, I wanted to move forward with saying, guys, let's have fucking fun with it. You know what I mean? In terms of finding the truth of it. And it wasn't, and that was another fine line that we had to kind of figure out when it was, well, let's not show the audience we're having too much fun and poking our nose into what is ridiculous about this. Let's just not forget that these are life and death situations. Medieval executioner with a big ass sword or not, this really is a life and death situation. So let's not forget the realism of that. And but let's be storytellers. Let's not forget what it was like when we were 14 years old, stealing cameras from the camera store from our parents and putting that whole VHS tape into this big ass camera and making movies. And once we kind of had that sort of ideal behind us, we were kind of rocking and rolling and really letting the film breathe when it was in post and also in distribution, in letting people just figure out their own story of it. And we had fun kind of realizing how people were watching it, where it was like, as you were saying in the beginning, we have the trope, we know the trope, and we got ourselves buckled, let's relax. And then there are just elements in the film that kind of make you kind of lean in a little bit more, back up a little bit more, lean in a little bit more, back up a little bit more. And that's the kind of sort of wavelength that we've been getting from an audience.
Yeah, it's a fun film.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I'm an extreme horror writer. Skip's a horror writer, and you hit all the nails on the head for us.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Are you a horror fan yourself?
I am. I think horror as a genre is a tool within itself. You don't have to have Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga in your film. It's the thing. It's the concept that's the star of it. And I feel like you want to go to a horror film to be challenged, right? You want to sit there and you go, let me see something that I've never seen before. And that kind of aspect I get really excited about. The thing about horror films that I kind of have trouble with is the marketing of it. It can really trick you. And going, oh, this shit's gonna be fucking bananas, and it was underwhelming. Or you watch a trailer as that should have been nominated for an Oscar within itself in Ari Aster's Hereditary. Now, let me tell you, Ari Aster's Hereditary is a masterpiece in my opinion. Yes. However, it wasn't balls to the walls trailer that we got to see, and I get it. It's marketing. Get those butts in those seats. But when you have a tool such as the horror genre within itself, there's basically sort of a lot to play with, as opposed to when you're watching a drama. What you see is kind of what you know what you're going to get, and the same with a comedy. But I am a big fan of the horror genre, and The Exorcist, and it's cliched, but The Exorcist really is something that's in my brain. A lot of the times when I'm kind of approaching a horror film. And then the other thing too is that I don't like the way that I work is I don't want to sort of work on a way of honoring the genre. I just worry about the story first and foremost, because you never know when comedic moments might happen. You never know when scary moments might happen. It's just what you find scary, what you find hilarious, but it needs to come from a real place. The big what if is how I think horror films succeed or not. But yeah, I'm a cinephile. So every movie that I see that I've never seen before is a new movie for me. I can watch a movie from 1980 or, even I just saw a movie from 1943 and it was just as good as any new movie that I've seen. And so I like, I love all film, including horror.
Well, like Friedman said, you got to make it a real story about real people, especially with The Exorcist. And that's what he did with that. And basically, he goes back to Citizen Kane. Some people call that the greatest film ever made. Whether it is or not remains another great topic of debate. But, if you take that mindset and you apply it to your product, you're gonna have people watch it. I'm sorry.
And for me, what is the product? For me, the product in the artistic side is your personal perception of the world. For me, that's what the product is. Then you kind of pump the veins, pump the blood, pump the bones and the liver into this body, and let the film speak for itself. And then you kind of hope you get good marketing, and you kind of hope that you get good distribution, because sometimes you're not involved in that process. Right. I was very surprised that we got straight to Amazon Prime. I don't know what the process is of getting on Amazon Prime, but it sounded to me like, wow, the fact that we went straight to it in our sort of premiere of it was something that was really helpful for us and very appreciated as an independent filmmaker. But you like you said, the product of the thing is that you have all the elements together, from the crew, from even the people who are feeding you food. We're all in this together in projecting a product from our point of view of the world in shooting this film. And I think that's where the real product comes in and gets to shine.
Skip, your turn.
Well, I was going to say, you made a comment about bones, and you really did leave the bones in this film. I mean, you had great practical effects. You had some cheeky one-liners with, "Oh, you like to get skull fucked."
Right.
Skip and I both know Edward Lee. All right.
Yeah.
And he writes some fucked up shit. Okay.
So, the characters. God, I would love to have just been like a PA on this, just for the actors and the characters and their development. Who was it? David McKee, who played the crossdresser, was so brilliant, so spot on. You hit on so many topical points in this film. You have a gay love story, you have a woman going through troubled times and hallucinating, you've got basically you've got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I love that.
That's a good way to present it.
I'll take Rocky Horror Picture Show any day.
Let me ask you, with the push for diversity in film today, which we've
Yeah.
needed for a while, were there concerns with this script that you might have people of that community look at this as kind of, oh my God, they're making fun of trans people again?
Well, the script, we were put into a position that we all felt like, and the joke that I always say is that we always felt like we're in Aaron Sorkin's TV writing room of how much we had to rewrite day by day on this script. Not to say that the script was a problem. It was just the thing that we were trying to implement was we can't just say and expose things just for the sake of shock value. And we can't just say, to talk about ignorance of people, one must not be ignorant of that. We must understand the point of view for which these people come from, because without point of view, you have no place to kind of represent characters in their dialogue. And so the thing that we kept on asking ourselves, especially with the leaders that we see in the junkyard at the end, is well, where are they coming from? Whether we agree with them or not, where exactly are they coming from? And if we have an answer for that, then we can kind of just sort of push and pull with where, we see it. And, for me, the way that I just absolutely try to approach it, again, was with the human values. So to talk about diversity, to show diversity as a Colombian Cuban filmmaker, is to expose it without shoving a message down people's throats, because nobody wants to step back and learn, but people want to step back and observe and then turn off the TV and amongst themselves. I mean, if you're smart enough, and if you're quote unquote woke enough or whatever, in the sense that when you turn off the TV, going, how did that make me feel? As opposed to trying to continue to challenge and go, well, this is what they're saying to me, and I don't appreciate that. Well, for those of you who say that, my intention was never to shove a message. It was just to tell the story. And in order to tell the story, I had to let things be. So I wasn't trying to hit the nail on the head of having a protagonist homosexual character as the lead of a horror film, just because it's never been done before. I wanted to do it because, well, what I see is a character who is freaking the fuck out the way that I would, who's lost the love of his life the way that I would lose the love of my life, who expresses love the way that I express love. And, and again, for the cliched out there, Lin-Manuel Miranda, love is love is love is love. And experience is experience is experience is experience. And the way that I go about it was, show me your experience, because I, as a director, want to observe and to learn and to give people a frame of what the world is now, as opposed to putting my own 2 cents on top of that, because I'm not even interested in putting my 2 cents on top of that. You know what I mean? As an audience member, I just want to sit back and perceive and again, of course, my goal is never to make fun. My goal is to show characters in a way that is above normal and below lackluster, and find the truth that finds a way to entertain audiences. And by the way, I'll tell you, if people have a reaction to it, that's all I want. Right. I definitely do want a reaction out of these things. However, I never am on set going, okay, let's do this or let's not do this because we're treading on high water. We did that in the rewrite, and I feel like we did a very balanced job.
It's fair to say that a person's going to react to a situation, especially a villain,
Sure.
in your case, where the same as anybody's going to react regardless of their orientation. Right. So having them be doing what they do, hacking people up, whatever it is they may do, is just an extension of them, but not their orientation. And that's the best way to present it, I believe. Now, Dan, you had a question.
Well, you don't want to come in. I'm so sorry, but you don't want to come in as the teacher.
Right.
You don't want to come in as the as the person who knows it all. You want to come in saying, I'm served as the conductor to show you a slice of life through the lens. Let's all learn together, shall we?
Let's make it look organic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, horror has always been one of those avenues that looks at the different side of things. Mark Patton in Nightmare on Elm Street 2, to the best of my recollection, is probably the first openly gay actor in a horror movie who portrayed a gay character, although they didn't come right out and say it. And you look at other horror films that have taken on different changes in society. I feel like horror has always been allowed to push the envelope with that. Is that maybe one of the reasons that you enjoy horror so much, is you can take on these kind of things like two gay lovers and one of them losing the love of their life and having it not necessarily be the whole focal point, because you're reacting to a situation where you have a killer. How would you react? The fact that you have a gay individual is almost secondary. I mean, to me, when it came to the situation, I'm more concerned with who's making it out alive, not their orientation.
Bingo.
And these are characters going through exactly what you just said. They're more concerned about how do I survive with a friend by default, more than serving how am I going to survive someone in the LGBTQ community? How am I going to survive with an African American woman? And the other thing about Elizabeth Guyon, who's just unbelievable in this film, in my opinion, is for me to kind of step back and really just go, here's the backstory. And where is Stephanie, her character, from? What has she gone through for her to be so seamless in survival mode? And that has nothing. I'm not going to say nothing, but that we weren't concentrating on culture as much as we were concentrating on the individual. And when it comes to culture, I let them come in. And like I said, you never want to be a professor. You want to be a guide. And by the way, I'm also open to completely being wrong. The car scene where we see all the junkyard scene, that scene in the original draft, was we spent a lot of time rewriting that scene because it was very tough to watch, even from a personal perspective for me, where it was constantly hitting trope after trope after trope after trope after trope for ignorance. And I was just like, well, we need to figure something out. And if we and so it was sort of, we wanted to just put in point of view first, and then we wanted to say, okay, what is this necessary? And we really got to be real with ourselves. Is this necessary? Not to be political correct, but is it good for the character? You know what I mean? Is it, and we had a lot of risky lines there, And, again, like I said, if it creates a conversation, if it creates some feedback, then that is something as a filmmaker that you want to hear, because you do it for the world to receive the outlook and the point of view of the world, and being a filmmaker, and I think we would all agree, being filmmakers is us being a study of life and a study of and a student of worldly things that people don't understand. We are the guide, we are the people we are the reporters, the journalists of putting that onto screen. And so on that angle, that was the thing that I really had to check back. Is this really being said? And he would, and I'm sure we wouldn't all be surprised of how much I've heard, yes, this is actually said in the real world in my life, than we actually think, which is sad, but it led us to kind of put that in the film.
Yeah, it's troublesome sometimes. You don't want to use some of the verbiage that is used. because you feel dirty using it sometimes, you know.
And
I know that
I
as a
would check,
writer.
and I would check back with the actors too. I would check back with the actors too. I would kind of go, we cool? Are we doing whatever? Do you want to do the alternate version, because that's more than likely to kind of be in the film as well? And you know, we had people really be brave enough, take a couple of deep breaths, and you know, and say, I'm an actor, fuck, and where's my soul? Where's my heart?
You sold it to
why
get
am
into the movies.
Yeah, why am I a puppet? But you know, as an actor myself in the industry for 13 years, it was easy for me to check up on them and see how they were doing, and they were total pros.
So Dan, you had a question.
Well, no, Uncle Skip did.
Okay.
Well, I was going to try to steer this off of all of what we've been discussing, and just tell you, I really love the ending of the film. And I was curious, because you spoke of rewrites, how many times you guys batted that ending around the table?
The when we see Brian come back,
yeah,
that was very slickly whispered in my ear from Clayton Ferris in his last day.
Oh, yeah?
And he goes, wouldn't it be great if? And he whispered into my ear, and I go, oh, my God, that would be great. Anyway, have a good day, Clayton. It's been so great working with you. He gets in the car, and he leaves, and I go, fuck, that would be great. And I run back to JB. I go, we need to have this, because it was a reflection of what's been happening to Stephanie. And then the other ending was always there. The other ending was always there. And, you know, I was toying with the fact of, is this for shock value?
Oh, I thought I'm sorry. I thought what you picked was better than the original ending to Clerks.
Oh, well, I appreciate
you got
that.
Kevin Smith reference there, bro. There you go.
Yeah. Well,
you can't see it, but I've got goose pimples. I thought that was spot on.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I think that survival comes in many ways, and I think that Alex, Damian Joseph Quinn's, who's fantastic in this film, his survival was found, and his sort of his new identity was found, no matter what happened to him, you know.
He looked like Jeffrey Dahmer. He looked like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
There's a Jeffrey Dahmer moment in this movie. He says,
yeah, for sure. And I remember telling him, let it rip, just let it rip. And I was so grateful for his trust in me in that. So, but I appreciate that. But that ending was always there. And I was looking very forward to doing it and figuring out a way of how to shoot it, and you know how fast the van would go and going side to side and all that stuff. And I was very, very pleased with it. So I appreciate it.
Obviously, it worked for Skip.
Yeah. Oh yeah, love this film. I'll probably watch it again.
Dan, you got something, or you just posing like you're in a Old Spice commercial?
Well, no, because great, yeah. The bad part about having video now is that everyone sees what I'm doing, and
yeah.
One of my favorite things about this film is you know, Skip had mentioned it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Rocky Horror Picture Show, and there was also splashes of like Last House on the Left / The Hills Have Eyes in this as well. And I'm wondering if when you all were sitting down going into production with this, did you look at some of those slasher, crazy family in the woods things and say, okay, pick and choose out of this? Or was it, let's just go for broke on our own original thing and just come up with the best possible story separate from all of those?
So I really like getting into my database in my brain to see the things that I liked about the film, and I see it in other films. So Lee Tamahori's The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin
Yeah.
was something that I really got into, because these were two characters that did not want to be together. They were the last people on Earth who wanted to be there, but they knew that they had to survive. That was basically the film for me. And when it comes, because I've been hearing a lot of Hills Have Eyes and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I totally get it. But what's funny? What's funny is that all I know is that I knew we were going to shoot in the desert, so I knew what hue of color I wanted to express, and I knew that I wanted the location. And to all you haters out there that assumed that I had a big budget enough to have green screen, you're completely wrong. There is not one green screen shot. I would have loved to have a green screen in our film. But that being said, I wanted the location to do the work. I wanted the location to do the work, and I told the actors, just watch survival movies, and it doesn't have to be horror. Watch Liam Neeson's The Gray. Watch The Edge. Watch these films that have people finding ways that all they want to do is get home. That's what and then for other people, and for the crew, I just said, what's the color of our space? Great, let's emulate that. So where I inspire are things that are not particular to the genre, and I don't do that on purpose. It's not like a foundation that I have. If there's a horror film that I need, then I will definitely take a look at that. Like, I'm writing a cult thriller right now, and you can't help but look at Midsummer, and you can't help but look at The Ritual on Netflix. But then sometimes along the way you want to check out you want to check out The Last King of Scotland. You want to check out how a leader can trick millions of people and kill and slaughter people and yet still have followers. Those are the things that I'm really interested in, of like what Forrest Whitaker did, what the writing of, that character, a dictator, did to still influence a lot of people. Excuse me?
Idi Amin.
Oh, is that the screenwriter?
No, that's the dictator.
Oh, the character.
Yes,
Correct. Character. Yes. And so, yeah. I mean, those are the things that I look for, only because films shouldn't have a system. Films for me shouldn't have a plot point that is similar to a lot of things. And what I liked about the script of Roadhead and how it grew was, I want to do the trope in the beginning because I want to be a film student of that trope, to try to execute that trope, to let people know that you think you're going to watch something. And that was very interesting to me. And I remember talking to the actors in the beginning, and by the way, that was the last day of shooting. I went up to them and I said, so guys, this is the trope. You guys represent the trope that we know. So yes, give me reality, give me how you guys would really do it in real life, but give me a little bit of color there too, and that's just to honor other films that we've known. So, do I have a strategy? I just want to look at the film library and be influenced any which way I can. And as you guys know, as actors, filmmakers and stuff, sometimes we choose shots, and sometimes we, want to do a story point to give homage to the people that we admire, and that's completely okay. But do I have a strict strategy? It's a film by film basis for me.
Well, I'm looking forward to your next one, because getting back to that Midsummer, like you said, that ritual, that folk horror aspect is something I've been doing too in my own fiction too. It's because it's really it's like a field that is ripe to be picked. of different things. Are there
Right.
anything in your cultural backgrounds, because you have two diverse cultural backgrounds, are there any folklore aspects from those that you'd like to pick from in the future?
You know, that's also asking if I want to stick with horror as a director, and where I am is there are. So first of all, the short answer is yes. You know, only because as a filmmaker, I'm like just grinding and hustling for the next one, and say, you know, like if the offer's on the table, I'll fucking do it. You know, but I also think that there are just so many stories out there that what makes it diverse is, number one, you can be watching. I was in a television show called Baker and the Beauty on ABC for a season, and people were shocked of how much they related to a Cuban family in Miami, Florida, in a bakery. And for me, I wasn't so shocked about that, because being from Miami, I was all around all cultures, and we saw, and this is a little cliche, but like we saw no color, we just saw a relationship, right. We just saw heart, and so you know, is there a folklore? I definitely would want to, you know, discover what that might be. Like La Llorona has already been tapped and all that stuff. Black Peter, which was a monologue that Javier Bardem did in Collateral. I don't know if that's been done. But I don't know. I mean, listen, Colombian and Cuban grandmothers are scary. Maybe I want to tap into that a little bit too. And I mean that as completely a joke. I love my grandmothers, sweetest women in the world. But for me,
we get the David Del Rio's Ma.
Exactly, David Del Rio's Ma. I love it. But you know, but for me, I like to look at my career as you know, Ethan Hunt, where I get a manila folder slipped under my door and I open it and it says your mission if you choose to accept it. And so so bring on a story that I find interesting, and there's something that I can find interesting, whether that be one line or a set piece or a theme, or me thinking, oh wow, this actor would be great for it. You know, that's something that really gets me going, no matter where the story comes from.
Well, David Del Rio, thank you very much for joining us on the Necrocasticon this week.
It's been a real pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
There he is. He's back.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right.
Thanks, Dan.
John's back.
Dan's gone. John's back. Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we did a switch. We did
Magic
switch
of
seats
radio.
here on you. Magically.
So no, I'm gonna have to put my daughter to bed in a second, which is why I was like, oh no.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
We're going to be saying goodbye to everybody now. That's what we're going to be doing. But before we do that, we want you to talk about Godless Heroes. Godless League.
Yes. Godless League is going to be incredible. It's going to be for the first 12 months. It's going to be me, Lucy, and Drew doing one each quarter. So 3 issues a quarter. They're about 6,000 words each. So short little bites. I think he told me he's going to sell them for 50 cents a pop. So for $1.50 a quarter, you get to kind of engage in this crazy, super extreme splatterpunk superhero parody stuff. That's just going to see, like, guys, 6,000 words. The kill count of my first short is over 30.
Noise.
On page death. So it's extreme, it's crazy, lots of dead Nazis. It's going to be a lot of fun. Only available on Godless.
Godless! All right, so thank you, John Baltisberger, for joining us again on Necrocasticon. You got to go take care of your child.
Yeah. Don't choke on the way out.
Yes.
Enjoy the porn parodies. Take care of the family. And I would just get to stare at the screen.
Does this mean we're a family entertainment show where we talk about porn and our families?
Absolutely. Well, between your nipples and the porn parodies, I think so.
My nipples are amazing.
That's what everybody says. Yeah.
Just make people just want to turn it right off.
It's Mr. Scott.
Yo.
Over on YouTube.
It's Mr. Scott on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, all over the place. And now my merchandise store is open, people. You can buy official, unofficial. It's Mr. Scott merchandise. It's available for you. Go to the YouTube homepage. You'll find it right there. Get yourself some cool merch. T-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs. All that stuff is there. So please get your stuff and support your boy, because you know you
Action
want.
figures?
Who the hell wants an action figure of me?
Cock ring?
Cock rings? That's coming in the future. Along with
Okay.
phones. Yes.
So we get banana hammocks with your face on it and cock rings with your face on it.
Yeah, Horny's Hub.
Horns-
Yes. Coming soon, Horns Hub.
Walter, you're in the shadow cult, right?
Kind
sometimes.
of. Kind of nowadays.
I'm kind of part-time on the Shadow Cult.
Yeah. You're also smoking. What you got in the cooker lately, man?
I made some Alabama-style chicken this week. It was nice.
Is it inbred?
No.
Inbred.
Did it have more than one bone? I mean, tooth. I mean,
It
whatever.
was boneless. It was boneless.
Boneless.
Boneless!
Feel it.
Godless boneless wings. Did you
got
got
a-
godless boneless chicken wings?
You know what's funny is Godless is actually a pretty good song once you get past that part.
It is. That whole album was pretty good, actually. Now, Skip, we had a new You Gotta Be Kidding come out last week that was recorded last year before the pandemic hit.
Oh, gosh.
We were
Is it
talking with Bob.
vaccinations?
No, this
about
week,
vax?
this is the one with Metal Bob.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
we
cool.
Metal Bob.
talked about how all pro sports were fixed.
Yeah, pro sports are fixed.
Yep. And later in the month, we're also going to return to him to talk about Alex Jones.
Oh,
Why?
well, we did this a while back, but
We did this
somehow
all
you-
before QAnon came out, man.
Yeah, all before we did all this before. We were on this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's going to be coming out
Saw the
pretty soon.
future.
And of course,
We were the harbingers of mega doom.
make sure you listen here at the end of the show. Catch out the trailer for my new book that's coming out in July, that God Provides. Pretty cool stuff, man. It's getting some good advanced buzz. So, pretty proud of what I did with it. So, I hope you guys like it.
It's good.
Tommy, hey Tom, we are
He's the
the
guy.
We are the Scorpions! We love you all, Syracuse!
Yeah, Scorpions!
how do you say we love you all?
Hans is
Yes, we
wearing
do.
pumps.
With that happy thought, this chapter of the Necrocasticon is...
Closed.
I hunger.
Sinistar.
Run, coward.
The Necrocasticon is written and produced by Thomas R. Clarke, Scott Groverston, Walter Ball, Daniel Roberts, and Skip Novak. All content copyright 2021. Music by Daniel Edenfield, used with permission.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
When Mars shines in twilight skies, and the hills howl at her might, will-o'-wisps chase fireflies, while spirits fill the night. When shooting stars bake apple pies, and all that sown is reaped, don't forget to close your eyes, and pray your soul to keep. St. Rooster Books presents the new book from the Splatterpunk Awards nominated author of Baller's Boys, Thomas R. Clarke. The God Provides. There's a Curse in the Foothills. With interior illustrations by Stephanie Murr and the poetry of James Matthew Bias. The God Provides by Thomas R. Clarke. Coming soon to wherever fine books are sold.
This has been a presentation of the Project Entertainment Network.